Over the past 50 years, China and the United States worked together and to achieve the law in the conservation of the giant pandas. Pandas are symbol of friendships and the successful story of panda conservation between our countries. It's a very cute and a good example that China and the United States we can have a wisdom to work together, not only in the area of panda conservation, but we can achieve more in other areas.
I love pandas. They're super cute and they're like, oh, I don't know, I love them.
I named it Bamboo. Don't really get to see pandas often. It's really just at the zoo, and I can put it in my room and snuggle with it.
We came to the pandas first when they first came to the United States, very big excitement. When I was 10 in '76, I did my first animal report on the pandas and came to see Xing Xing and Ling Ling, which was a really big deal. We come here about every 5 years to see the pandas. Tang Tang was born right after Donovan, so we have an affinity towards that panda and do love to come seeing him.
I think the Panda Conservation Program is an example of how two countries can work together to save an endangered species. It really shows that when people work together, when they share with one another, when they give to one another in support of a common goal, that they can achieve anything.
And I think we look back over the 50 years and you can look back at a tremendous number of successes on that journey. From the turnaround of the population from a 5% survivability to 95%, there's almost no better example of how that turned around the entire future of the species to these great, powerful moments that we got to bring together as a team with our partners in China and our team here working together to further that conservation.
Over the course of my time here, we've had the sort of the overarching cooperation and the panda agreements and things like that. But we've also had our Chinese colleagues here on the ground to help us through some of the process that we've done with assisted reproduction and potential cub rearing and things like that. And those are invaluable. And so we couldn't be where we are today without the partnerships that we have with the Chinese. So I look forward to a lot more of those in the future.
So we're constantly working with researchers in China, working on various projects. One of the more recent things they have been doing is looking at giant panda semen. So they've shipped samples from Lala all the way to China, and they've actually been able to use those to create giant panda embryos. So Lala actually has offspring that live in China now. And then one of the other things that we've been doing is our research department works very closely to measure hormone levels for giant pandas. So back 20 years ago, it was a lot harder to breed giant pandas, but now, thanks to some of the wonderful achievements of our research department, we are able to detect different hormone levels that are associated with giant panda pregnancies. So it allows us to kind of monitor the whole situation to know exactly when a female giant panda is ready and most receptive to breeding.
We had the first panda ultrasound here. We had the first successful artificial insemination here for a panda. We had the first panda cub that was able to thrive, born here in the United States, and was able to thrive to adulthood. If we're going to protect wildlife, it's not one organization or one entity operating alone. It takes all of us bringing our different skills to the table to be successful. We've got an amazing team of scientists that collaborate with an amazing team in China through that entire journey. I think that's really the Giant Panda program is a perfect example of that.
I worked in a science museum, so I think, the more international cooperation on every level, really helps not just the pandas, but all the animals and the environment. And, I think we should share as much as we can.
Year by year, giant pandas have become an icon of mutual appreciation and friendship between two peoples. From giant pandas, we are always inspired to get onward and upward, and we always find a source of joy and hope. To our delight, thanks to unremitting efforts of protection and conservation, the number of giant pandas in the wild in China has increased from several hundred 50 years ago to over 1,800 today. Giant pandas are not an endangered species anymore, but sadly, panda huggers are endangered. Now they need protection and conservation.
I think the 50-year anniversary shows that we can work together and that we have a strong history of doing so, and that we can come together around this common theme of conserving the giant panda. I'm very proud of the fact that we can be a part of that.
The collaboration between the United States and China has been extremely important because we learned a lot from each other, and it's been a very good way also to use science as a tool for diplomacy and diplomacy as a tool for science. And this is the most beautiful example that we have.
This wonderful evening is the culmination of our Giant Panda 50th anniversary celebration. With our dedicated staff, our rigorous research, our generous donors, our public outreach, and a shared vision with our colleagues in China, we better understand our natural world and have successfully turned this passion for pandas into true conservation. We are looking forward to the next 50 years.
At present, we get together to cherish the wonderful gift of panda. We need more pandas, and we also need more panda huggers.